The Thornmere wilds swallowed them whole. The forest grew thicker with every step. Trees gnarled and warped as if in pain loomed overhead, their bark cracked open like mouths, frozen in silent screams. The light from Lyra's palm, once golden and comforting, flickered uneasily against the pressing gloom. Sam had grown quiet since the last village, since they passed the runestone warning travelers not to go farther. Something in the air shifted the moment they crossed. Time felt slower. Sound died in seconds. And the deeper they went, the more the shadows whispered. "Keep close," Kira said. Her voice was low, serious. Sam moved up beside her. "You've been through these woods before?" She shook her head. "No one sane comes here twice." Riven dropped down from a branch ahead, cloak fluttering like leaves in the breeze. "I saw a circle of dead birds, perfectly arranged. That's never good." Lyra spoke without turning around. "The hollow touches this place." Sam furrowed his brow. "The hollow? You mean like the lurks? That's where they come from?" All three of his companions stopped. Lyra turned slowly. Her face was unreadable. "You've seen fire and steel, Sam. You've seen magic. But you haven't seen the hollow. Not truly." He swallowed. "So what is it?" She exhaled, and the mist around them recoiled slightly from her breath. "The hollow realm is not a place. Not in the way you're thinking. It's an absence, an emptiness so ancient and vast it began before time. It's not where evil lives, it's where evil is born." Kira added, "It's a void beneath the world, a crack in the foundation of everything. When a soul breaks, when a hope dies, it widens. And through it," Lyra whispered, "the Dark One watches." Sam shivered. "Who's the Dark One?" Riven sat on a rock and began idly sharpening a blade. "Some say he's the first being who felt fear. Others say he was banished by the gods for trying to unmake the weave itself. He feeds on terror," Lyra said. "Not blood, not life. Fear, your deepest, buried fears. He tastes them like wine." Sam's skin crawled. "So he's a god?" "No," Kira said. "He's worse. He's certainty. If you believe you'll fall, he'll push. If you fear you're alone, he'll whisper. If you doubt who you are, he'll show you. And every lurk," Riven added, "every hollow spawn, every nightmare that crawls out of the dark, they're just pieces of him. Eyes, hands, teeth." Sam suddenly felt colder. "So we're walking into his house?" "We're walking on the edge of it," Lyra said. "The wilds have thin walls." Just then, the fog around them thickened, too fast, like it had a will of its own. The wind died, and from the mist a low voice echoed, mocking, layered, broken. "New fear, fresh thread. Bring him forward." Shapes moved in the mist, humanoid but twisted. Their bodies shimmered in and out of visibility as if cloaked in shadow magic. One stepped forward, its limbs too long, its face featureless except for its glowing violet eyes. A lurk. But this one wore a black pendant carved with a jagged spiral. "A servant of the hollow," Kira whispered, drawing her blades. "Hello, children," the lurk crooned, its voice oily. "How brave are you? How loud your hearts beat. Let me taste you. Riven leapt, blades flashing, but the lurk vanished, leaving a trail of shadow in its place. Then the world fractured. Sam blinked, and suddenly he wasn't in the forest anymore. He was in his childhood home, but it was empty, dark, and then screaming. His mother's voice, his little sister, flashes of blood on the wall, flames devouring the house, a figure in the corner of the room watching with hollow violet eyes. No, Sam whispered, this isn't real. This didn't happen. The figure stepped forward. You're not real. It reached for him. You're afraid it could be, the lurk whispered, that you weren't there, that you couldn't stop it. Sam's knees buckled. The house burned hotter. Then a dagger of red light cut through the vision. Kira. She pulled him back into the forest. The illusion shattered like glass. Stay with me, she growled. They prey on the mind. You let fear in and they own you. Lyra was on her knees chanting a protection ward. Her glow flickered. Even she was weakening. 3 more lurks circled them now, weaving sorcery midair. Their hands danced in unnatural patterns. Magic rooted not in nature or light, but emptiness. Watch the sigils, Riven shouted, hurling a dagger that turned to ice mid-flight. One of the lurks vanished just before it struck. The forest bent, and suddenly Sam saw 3 versions of himself in front of him. One holding a sword, one bleeding from the chest, one kneeling, hands outstretched, begging. He stared, unable to tell which was real. You don't know who you are, the Dark One's voice said inside of his mind. Let me decide for you. No! Sam shouted. The orb in his satchel blazed with sudden fury. Flames of blue and white spiraled around his body, not burning, but purifying. He raised his hand, and the illusions exploded. The air cracked with sound. The lurks shrieked as the light struck them, burning their bodies with something far older than fire. Sam's power had burst without control, without incantation. It wasn't even magic in the traditional sense. It was will, anchored by rage, bound by truth. He stood panting in the center of the clearing, the forest stunned into silence. Riven whistled. Remind me not to piss you off. Lyra stumbled forward, awestruck. That magic wasn't taught to you. No, Sam said slowly. It felt like it was a part of me already, like it woke up. Kira knelt beside one of the burnt lurks. The spiral pendant had cracked down the middle. She held it up. This is a calling mark. It means he wasn't alone. More are coming? Sam asked. Lyra nodded gravely. Now that the Dark One knows you're here, he'll want to learn for your fear himself. Sam looked down at his hands. They were still shaking. Not from the magic, from the vision, the voice, the knowledge that something ancient was watching him and understood him better than he understood himself. That night, around a fresh campfire, the companions sat in silence. Kira sharpened her blades. Riven cleaned a cut along his ribs. Lyra wrapped Sam's hand in bandages. Even though it wasn't wounded, I saw my family, Sam finally said. But it wasn't real, just a fear, a possibility. They always showed the worst truths that could be, Lyra murmured. Not the truth that is. Kira looked at him. The Hollow uses your doubts against you. That is how it wins. But you fought it. That's how we know you're not lost. And Riven added, and hey, at least you didn't try to kiss your fear vision like I did once. They all stared at him. He shrugged. She looked like my ex. Sam laughed, despite himself. But when the fire died low and the stars rose over Thornmere, he didn't sleep. He sat alone, watching the shadows around the trees, listening for whispers that never quite reached his ears. He knew now what the hollow was, and it knew him.